Whoa, it's Wulzy. I'm on my alt account DanZwomeN again. Welcome back to the co-op building series Level Swap. Today I've got Jeyzor with me. Say hi, Jeyzor.
Hello.
This is Level Swap. Jeyzor and I are both going to start brand new levels, but every 20 minutes we must pass our levels over to each other until we've had 3 turns building on each level, which is 6 total time slots. The end goal is to make a functional part of a level. Is there anything you want to say?
Check out my Twitch at twitch.tv/Jeyzor. Always be plugging.
Yes. Best of luck, man. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. In this level swap, I'm going to be using the song I Know by Laps on a 39-second start off set. It's a very glitchy sounding song. I want to have some abstract, bouncy gameplay, which is why I called the level Ditched Trampoline instead of Ditched Machine. I don't know, I want to have a lot of jump pads to kind of match the spacey feel of the song. This whole recording session was apparently doomed for both of us. Jeyzor lost his whole recording and my screen froze for most of the first round, so I'll sum up my thought process briefly with a voiceover. Hopefully it'll do. I tried to make the opening very unstable with lots of slopes next to each other to match the feel of the song. It was important that the spikes were carefully arranged to prevent buggy gameplay. The UFO transition outwards involves a double jump into a cube portal, through a gap, onto an orb which can be buffer clicked. Since the level has a lost vibe, I wanted to at least create some recognizability in the structures, so I copy pasted a few of the best structures underneath some others out of the way. I double backed some pulsing stick objects which you can see me set up now that my screen is unfrozen. Thanks for sticking with the voiceover, the rest is commentated as I'm building. Smash like and subscribe. Very quickly, I'm going to make sure that all of the small sticks are on P2 and all of the big sticks are on P1. And the way that I'm selecting all of these individually is by using Select Filter, which you can find on the Pause menu of the editor, and setting a custom delete to that object. There we go. I'm just adding some tiny little underlay objects here and there for a little bit of inspiration. This is probably the most horrible I have ever been to someone in a level swap, but I'm pretty sure Jeyzor is good with different settings and stuff, so I don't feel too bad. Plus he's like number 11 on the creator leaderboard. He knows what he's doing, man. Last but not least, I'm going to put a block transition on the side. So all of this is going to move on and off screen pretty nicely. Give it a nice space theme right there. Right off the bat, without even changing any colors. I think it looks pretty cool already. And the gameplay surprisingly flows well. I was not expecting that. That's your 20 minutes up on round 1.
No.
No.
Actually, I did decent, I think.
I think I might have been quite mean to you, but I really like what I've done.
Does it have slopes?
Yeah, it does.
No, that's my weakness. I really don't know how to build on slopes. I just cannot do it. Don't tell me the whole thing is the slopes. Don't do it. No, no.
This is probably the worst thing I could have possibly. And watch this. You're gonna give me like the nicest layer I've ever seen.
Oh god.
That's what I was thinking. As soon as you said you don't like slopes. Hold on, you forgot to remove the stop pause.
Oh, oops. It just blocks. There's no slopes at all. It's like the complete opposite of what you made. Alright, I finally beat it. It took me that long.
I'm so sorry. Right, are you ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Best of luck. First things first, let me level this background down to my liking. I'm gonna add in some base blocks, which are gonna copy the color of the background with a bit less brightness, filling the insides of the blocks. And what I want to do is make the custom ground that Jeyzor set up, and then put a custom background behind that. So we have a nice little setup for him. I'm gonna start making the ground out of that same color. 2 time scale squares, just like this. Gonna extend it pretty far, then move it towards the player and lock it to the x-axis. So on B3, don't fade, don't enter. So group 4 is going to move 10 blocks to the left and immediately lock to the x-axis. So right at the beginning, the ground is completely filled from right to left for the player's vision. I'm gonna set it to a nice round -10. It's gonna be our base, so it's not gonna have a group of its own, but the next one is, which is gonna be on group 5, the next Z order up, and we're going to start adding brightness, so plus 0.02, and there should be a difference if I stick on a different editor layer between these two. You can see that very slightly. I'm going to keep repeating this process with a bunch of different groups and brightnesses, just by 0.02 every time. It's a very small change. Our first group to move is group 5, and the last one is group 9. So there's going to be 5 different moving objects on the ground. The easing's going to be ease in out for 4 seconds or so. Group 5 is going to move 1 block down, Then group 6 is going to move 2 blocks down. I'm sure you can see the pattern. So this ground will form a gradient just like that. Now I'm probably going to make that a lot faster because I wanted it in sync with the little symbol sound to start it off. So we're going to test 2 right now. I think it's the easing that's the problem. So we're going to test ease out. There we go. So we have all of our layers out like that. Then this is where the ease in out easing can happen. The long move times, we're going to then move them back into their place. On the beat of the song, I'm going to start putting 0 fade time background changes, just like that. Use the default just to get it to its original color. And then we can move it around the color picker to change the hue. And since everything copies the color of the background, this will just change the color of the level on a beat like that. It's cool. I'm going to make a reference to one of Jeyzor's old videos that says don't use yellow.
Number 4. Don't use yellow.
Around these background changes, I'm going to start adding pulse triggers for the object line. So they pulse to black. Then next to those, I'm going to make a background change, which is going to be a 0.5 fade in and a 1 second fade out, just to a nicer brightness. So the brightness of the background goes up right before the pulse happens, so it's pretty smooth already. I'm probably just going to change the line to black blending so it doesn't show up, and then put the ground to copy the color of the background. I want to very quickly make a custom background. I'm just making a little subtle brick background that's going to be on B4 below everything. Don't fade, don't enter. And we're going to reuse the groups that we made for the ground. So 5, 6, 7 is this one. Give them all a new group 12 and they can move towards the player. And I'll just flip them in a pattern like this. So they will rise and fall to the same height just because that's how the ground works. I'm probably copy pasting them way too much, but I'm running out of time. All right, that's time.
No.
No.
Maybe you understand what I was doing.
Mine ended up being a bit strange.
I was thinking of going like modern style, but it didn't look
This
very
is
cool.
cool. I actually like it.
Oh no, don't use yellow. Is that the reference? Wait, that's like one of my very old videos, right?
Yeah, it is. And I can't remember the
seen
exact
that? No
title.
way.
I see. So you made a little block set down here, and then you started using it. I see. Okay.
Yeah,
nice.
but that's how I usually do my levels. I just make a tile set and just copy paste.
Good luck. I need to add a few of these objects back that Jeyzor deleted. Now, since these have a bit of opacity to them by default, and they kind of let some of the pink through that Jeyzor's using, I thought it would be cool if I scattered these around and made a little mirage effect with some opacity. So we'll set these to editor layer 3. Don't fade, don't enter. And then these ones are not going to have a group because they're going to be the base. I'm instead going to copy paste, go to editor layer 4 and start giving the groups right here. Just need to keep moving them 2 steps downward and giving them a new group every time. Now the reason I only selected the bottom ones for this is because obviously I'm copy pasting and moving them down. It wouldn't work for the top, so I'm probably going to make a bunch for the bottom, then just copy paste them and flip them for the top to save me having to redo all of this grouping process. That is my 30th group. Now, if any of these are still showing up at the bottom of this screen, I'll probably just get some background color glow and just like cover them up. What's annoying is that these all need to start off as invisible. So here they are all bunched up at the very beginning of the level. Then I'm going to copy paste them, move them a bit to the right, just where the yellow pad is to start this off. Then these are going to fade on for 1 second to full opacity. And while these are all selected, I'm going to enable link controls, link them together in case I need to make any bulk changes, copy paste them, and then turn them back down to 0 opacity once their duration line is done. So you can see how it's working on the bottom right there. They're just shifting downwards. And I can just keep repeating these 2 sets of triggers over and over again. On the next free color now, I'm going to copy the color of the background with a bit less brightness, just like the other levels. So we get a nice similar pink to the background. And we're going to start descending in groups from 31 with 0.5 scale decrease every time, just towards the center of the circle. And there we go, group 2 on the last one. I decided to add blending and decrease the brightness on this color channel a lot, because it looks a lot better on these orbs, honestly, when it's more subtle. Then I'm going to use it on a couple of squares. So I'm going to half space these a little bit. I'm not going to use all the groups because I feel like that would be a bit too ridiculous. I feel like I haven't done much in this. I don't know. There's just a bunch of random half opacity objects on screen at all times. But I think this is working pretty well.
I think I did quite a lot actually. I'm happy.
I've done something. Now, one thing I've done with this is put it on don't fade, but not don't enter. So they just kind of disappear on the left-hand side. If I go through a normal mode again, you'll see in my video. They just disappear. It's so weird, but I don't know. I think it fits the vibe. Ooh, designs. I see. Hey, it looks
The only
good.
problem is that it gets kind of stale if you don't add anything else. So you kind of have to have some effects or something else, or change the part like a lot.
I'm gonna start the timer in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. I want to make these kind of shimmy on and off the screen. So they'll have individual groups, 14, then 15. There's 6 of them. They're all going to start off invisible, just like the last level. And we'll see how this goes. I'm going to make another staircase, which is synced to the music. 0.2 fade time inwards, and then 0.5 outwards to 0. If I can actually click the goddamn slider. Now, let me play with the opacity on this alpha trigger. I think 0.2 might do it. So you'll see on the music sync right there. There we go. I'm going to line the ground with scaled down pulsing circles on color channel 6, which I have made orange blending. Don't fade, don't enter. And it's going to start reusing those groups that we just made all the way up to 19. And then we will select the 18 and previous, flip them. So it's going to be a little pattern which meets in the middle. There we go. With tiny little squares using the same color channel 6. Probably on T2 since it's overlaying design. I don't know what Jeyzor's put his on, but that should guarantee... How did I bring that up? What the heck? We are going to line the sides of these pillars just the same way. So the spikes have the object line for the base and a black detail. And I'm going to include this pulsing effect once again, even though the spikes already turn black on the pulses like that. I'm going to copy paste orange on the base and detail. So as you can see, they look orange at the moment, but I'm really just going to pick out a bunch of these spikes at random and give them one of the alpha groups. And we can probably do a second round of that. I went back to the base object. I've set them to a group 20, which is going to have a really long pulse at the top of the level right here, which is going to make them black very frequently. There we go. The outlines are a lot cleaner now. Hey.
It was actually a good time because I had no idea what I was going to be doing.
Okay.
It's not very nice though, in my opinion. I had an idea, it didn't work, there was no turning back. Alright, this is gonna be a chill round for me. I think I'm just gonna be doing
really?
the rest of the block design that I missed last time.
Round 5? Sweet. Alright. So this pad broke, I realized in editing. That looks so stupid, but we're going to keep it because it's funny. So these circles are really far down on B4 and they use blending, which means that I can't put anything behind them. I'm going to quickly set these to B3. Hopefully they don't interfere with any design. Very nice. Then I can add some huge glow behind them to really make the blending objects stand out, because Jeyzor's background has a lot of bright objects. And anyway, I think this glow makes it look a bit more established and built in anyway. It kind of fits in with the design a bit better. Oh, dude. This background is layered so weirdly. So this glow is going behind the background. B4 and 9. Ah, okay. So I can set this glow, I guess, all the way to the top of B4, I'm hoping. There we go. That's much better. I'm going to add this glow underneath a bunch of blocks on low opacity to tie them in as well. I've just come to the very scary realization that after the next round, this level has to be finished. So I'm going to try my best to just fill up the space. I'm going to be using invisible blocks yet again. Going to pick out a pink for these to use, I think on 5. So I have used the groups on some invisible blocks right there. You can see it happening. Then what I'm going to do is flip it the other way and then move it a step in between. So it gets extra blurry and makes it look very strange. Then I'm going to need a new low opacity, which is group 42. Very cool. We'll just put it right underneath 41. 25% opacity, and I'm probably going to use these for the base blocks. As long as they don't get in the way of the gameplay, they should be fine. There we go, and they actually work as ground spikes as well, which is really cool. Jeyzor has 10 color channels here, and I'm going to make a pulsing staircase for each one that changes the hue by 30 and the brightness by 0.1. Just got to make sure I click both of the arrows every time, and then I got to get one for the background, which is going to be double the length, so 1 and then a 2-second fade out, and I can repeat all of these in their staircase format just by looking at the duration lines, which are going to get clouded by these alpha trigger lines very quickly. Oh god, should be fine. I'm hoping I didn't mess up the colors too much. Oh god, this is looking a bit strange, isn't it? Ugh, I don't know. Well, it's gonna have to stay for now. Oh no, this is possibly the weirdest and most uncoordinated level that's ever been on a level swap. I'm not gonna lie. Let me just copy these background pulses and add them for object lines, which is gonna go to black. That's gonna help out with these spikes, I believe. Yeah, you see them changing color already. Oh, and these objects. I did not know they went off the object color. I'm gonna change the spike wall at the end to a slope wall like this. And just delete the unnecessary components. There we go. We did it. And then boom. There we go. We have eliminated the spike wall. Very cool. And that would be time for round 5. So this level has to be done with one more round. And I don't know if that's going to happen, honestly. This looks so strange. Yo.
Oh no. That's my reaction to every time the time ends.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I switched up the transitions so they like glitch on the left, and then when the snare hits, it goes to the other side. I don't know. I think it's just cool. Yay! Better spikes. Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't get to finish them though.
And you fixed the corner pieces. Nice. Well, best of luck to you in the last round.
Yep, you too.
The base of these objects is B2. Alright, so on B3, I'm probably going to put these like little squares. I did this in the level swap with Howard, but I really like how it looks on the edges. Okay, so the patches are in. I think I'm just going to leave them the brightness that they are and not make them pulse with the background. I've made an invisible bridge right there. The whole level is going to move off to the left, so I'm going to give that a new group 22. Big move trigger over here. Here we go. Nice, okay. Now all that I need to do is make the text for the end screen, which is going to be a really wide font. Lo-fi, hip. This font looks so stupid. Okay. Lo-fi, hip-hop. We can just reuse some other text that we made earlier just to speed things up a little bit. There we go. That's an A. Oh, I've reached the last letter and I have no idea how to do it. Oh, I have the perfect way. Yeah. Oh, come on, move onto the screen. So the way I'm going to move it closer to the end screen without extending the level is just by adding a move trigger that sets it 8 blocks to the right. My game's going to crash. That's awesome. There it is. That's smooth if you ask me. I have extra time, so I'm just going to add some arrows here and there that use some of the pulsing groups once again. That's not 17, that's 7. Here's an arrow that I'm adding in. It's got a low opacity backdrop, and then it's got an orange arrow on the inside. And that is time. That is it.
Alright, let's
The
go.
end.
Alright, I see arrows. I see things behind the block design. Looks pretty nice. I do like the atmosphere with the purple and orange here. Yeah, I didn't add anything at the end though.
Custom.
Yeah, the custom orbs and jump pads I made, I was like, wait, these are basically the exact same than the normal ones. So I just changed the white to dark red. So I was like, yeah, that's custom now.
Well, that is one way to spend 3 hours of your day.
Yeah, that was fun.
Have you got anything else to say before we end off the episode, Jeyzor?
Not really. Keep
That's
doing
fair
whatever
enough.
you're doing.
Inspirational words from the man himself. Thank you for watching this level swap video. Go subscribe to Jeyzor and follow his Twitch channel. He does lots of building stuff on there. It's very interesting. I like to see it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I have nothing to say myself. I'm exhausted as always after that 3-hour recording session. Check the links in the description. Leave a like and subscribe. Check out Jeyzor's video 3 hours after this is uploaded. And yeah, have a good day.